I want to thank so many of you who have accepted my invitation. To come to the White House to discuss important issues. We're off to a good start. I will continue to meet with you and ask for your input. You have been kind and candid, and I thank you for making a new president feel welcome. The last time I visited the Capitol, I came to take an oath on the steps of this building. I pledge to honor our Constitution and laws. And I ask you to join me in setting a tone of civility and respect in Washington. I hope America is noticing the difference, because we're making progress. Together, we are changing the tone in the nation's capital. And this spirit of respect and cooperation is vital, because, in the end, we will be judged not only by what we say or how we say it, we will be judged by what we're able to accomplish. America today is a nation with great challenges, but greater resources. An artist using statistics as a brush could paint two very different pictures of our country. One would have warning signs, increasing layoffs, rising energy prices. Too many failing schools, persistent poverty, the stubborn vestiges of racism. Another picture would be full of blessings, a balanced budget, big surpluses, a military that is second to none. A country at peace with its neighbors, technology that is revolutionizing the world. And our greatest strength concerns citizens who care for our country and care for each other. Neither picture is complete in and of itself. And tonight I challenge and invite Congress to work with me to use the resources of one picture to repaint the other. To direct the advantages of our time to solve the problems of our people. Some of these resources will come from government. Some, but not all. Year after year in Washington, budget debates seem to come down to an old, tired argument. On one side, those who want more government, regardless of the cost. On the other, those who want less government, regardless of the need. We should leave those arguments to the last century, and chart a different course. Government has a role, and an important role. Yet, too much government crowds out initiative and hard work, private charity, and the private economy. Our new governing vision says government should be active, but limited, engaged, but not overbearing. And my budget is based on that philosophy. It is reasonable, and it is responsible. It meets our obligations, and funds our growing needs. We increase spending next year for Social Security and Medicare, and other entitlement programs, by $81 billion. We've increased spending for discretionary programs by a very responsible 4%, above the rate of inflation. My plan pays down an unprecedented amount of our national debt. And then, when money is still left over, my plan returns it to the people who earned it in the first place. A budget's impact is counted in dollars, but measured in lives. Excellent schools, quality healthcare, a secure retirement. A cleaner environment, a stronger defense, these are all important needs, and we fund them. The highest percentage increase in our budget should go to our children's education. Education is not my top priority. Education is my top priority, and by supporting this budget, you'll make it yours, as well. Reading is the foundation of all learning. So during the next 5 years, we triple spending. Adding $5 billion to help every child in America learn to read. Values are important, so we've tripled funding for character education. To teach our children not only reading and writing, but right from wrong. We've increased funding to train and recruit teachers. Because we know a good education starts with a good teacher. And I have a wonderful partner in this effort. I like teachers so much, I married one. Laura has begun a new effort to recruit Americans to the profession that will shape our future teaching. She will travel across America to promote sound teaching practices and early reading skills in our schools and in programs such as Head Start. When it comes to our schools, dollars alone do not always make the difference. Funding is important, and so is reform. So we must tie funding to higher standards and accountability for results. I believe in local control of schools. We should not, and we will not, run public schools from Washington. DC. Yet when the federal government spends tax dollars, we must insist on results. Children should be tested on basic reading and math skills every year between grades 3 and 8. Measuring is the only way to know whether all our children are learning. And I want to know, because I refuse to leave any child behind in America. Critics of testing contend it distracts from learning. They talk about teaching to the test. But let's put that logic to the test. If you test a child on basic math and reading skills, and you're teaching to the test, you're teaching math and reading. And that's the whole idea. As standards rise, local schools will need more flexibility to meet them. So we must streamline the dozens of federal education programs into 5. And let states spend money in those categories as they see fit. Schools will be given a reasonable chance to improve and the support to do so. Yet, if they don't, if they continue to fail, we must give parents and students different options: a better public school, a private school, tutoring, or a charter school. In the end, every child in a bad situation must be given a better choice, because when it comes to our children, failure is simply not an option. Another priority in my budget is to keep the vital promises of Medicare and Social Security. And together we will do so. To meet the health care needs of all America's seniors, we double the Medicare budget over the next 10 years. My budget dedicates $238 billion to Medicare next year alone. enough to fund all current programs and to begin a new prescription drug benefit for low-income seniors. No senior in America should have to choose between buying food and buying prescriptions. To make sure the retirement savings of America's seniors are not diverted in any other program. My budget protects all $2.6 trillion of the Social Security surplus for Social Security, and for Social Security alone. My budget puts a priority on access to health care. Without telling Americans what doctor they have to see or what coverage they must choose. Many working Americans do not have health care coverage. So we will help them buy their own insurance with refundable tax credits. And to provide quality care in low-income neighborhoods. Over the next 5 years we will double the number of people served at community health care centers. And we will address the concerns of those who have health coverage. Yet worry their insurance company doesn't care and won't pay. Together this Congress and this President will find common ground to make sure doctors make medical decisions. And patients get the health care they deserve with a patient's Bill of Rights. When it comes to their health, people want to get the medical care they need. Not be forced to go to court because they didn't get it. We will ensure access to the courts for those with legitimate claims. But first, let's put in place a strong, independent review so we promote quality health care, not frivolous lawsuits. My budget also increases funding for medical research, which gives hope to many who struggle with serious disease. Our prayers tonight are with one of your own who is engaged in his own fight. Against cancer, a fine representative, and a good man, Congressman Joe Moakley. I can think of no more appropriate tribute to Joe than to have the Congress. Finish the job of doubling the budget for the National Institutes of Health. My new Freedom Initiative for Americans with Disabilities funds new technologies. Expands opportunities to work, and makes our society more welcoming. For the more than 50 million Americans with disabilities, we need to break down barriers to equality. The budget I propose to you also supports the people who keep our country strong and free. The men and women who serve in the United States military. I'm requesting $5.7 billion in increased military pay and benefits, and health care and housing. Our men and women in uniform give America their best, and we owe them our support. America's veterans honored their commitment to our country through their military service. I will honor our commitment to them with $1 million increase too. Ensure better access to quality care and faster decisions on benefit claims. My budget will improve our environment by accelerating the cleanup of toxic brownfields. And I propose we make a major investment in conservation by fully funding the Land and Water Conservation Fund. Our national parks have a special place in our country's life. Our parks are places of great natural beauty and history. As good stewards, we must leave them better than we found them. So I propose providing $4.9 billion over 5 years for the upkeep of these national treasures.